Hello and welcome to today's podcast, Blogging for Profits with Angela Brooks from angelabrook.com. Today's topic is to be humble enough to suck as long as it takes for you to become better. You know, in this industry of network marketing, it is super easy to get stressed out. It's super easy to get discouraged. And it's super easy to think that you're not good enough, smart enough, or that you have the skill that it takes to build a business. And the fact is that you just have to be humble in this business, that the people that are on stage and that are at the quote unquote top are just people that stayed in it long enough to get there. They didn't quit. And a lot of people come into this industry and they think that if they don't have success within the first month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, that they should quit because they don't have it all together. And I'm telling you, you have to be super humble in this industry because it's an ever-changing the way you do your business, the way you talk to people. Of course, now, years ago when network marketing was about, it was literally door to door and getting people into a hotel meeting or somewhere that you could talk one-on-one in person. And today we have the internet, which is literally talking around the globe at the click of a button. And I have found with my masterclass that most people just simply don't do the work. And most of it is because they are fear-based, or they will get started and they're really super gun-ho and they're like, oh, this is going to work for me. And then they back off, or they go on vacation, or something happens to, maybe they get connected to a very negative, nasty person and they're like, ooh, I don't want to do this anymore, which I completely understand, because people on the other side of a screen can be pretty harsh sometimes. We'll just call it harsh because they can be just damn nasty if you want to be honest with it. And there's just, it just takes a little bit of grit for you to be able to push through that. And it's nice to be connected to a group of people, or in a mastermind or a master class or a blog post or a blog group or a LinkedIn group, or somewhere that you've got some kind of support that you can vent. And the master class that I have going on right now, what has really opened my eyes is that people just simply aren't consistent. And the work that they do, they'll go out and they'll talk to 57 people, but they don't follow up with them. They'll talk to 57 people and have 3 presentations, but they don't follow up with them. And I think the hardest job in network marketing is prospecting. It's the number one thing that people dread. They don't want to talk to their friends and family. Who does? So the only other alternative is to talk to people that you don't know, which freaks them out again. It's kind of like, pick your freak out moment and stay in your lane, because there's no way that you can get better if you don't pick something and focus. My team and I were talking this morning, and that was something, when we started working together, she was growing and I was growing, and it was just, it's really nice to see us 5 years later, how far we've come, what we do, what our products look like, what our work looks like. She didn't start at the top of her game, and neither did I. And we've just kind of grown together. And I'm so grateful to have her as my right arm doing some of the projects that I've got going on, because I can't do this by myself. And, I've had to be humble many times, thinking that I wasn't good enough, or maybe that wasn't my arena that I needed to be in. And what it just meant was I needed to have the right people helping me, and I needed to be humble enough to suck it up and stay with it as long as it takes to get better. If you'd have told me I was going to do a podcast 5 years ago, I'd have laughed, because I'm like, I'm not a podcaster. And then I found out that videos weren't so bad. So I do more videos than I used to do. Love doing this podcast. I enjoy doing my blog, but I wanted to narrow things down so that I was focused and so that I wasn't all over the place. And so she and I was talking this morning, and I love my blog. I love LinkedIn, and I love Facebook. And those are my avenues. Those are the things that that's going to work for me. I'm going to enjoy using them. Love doing this podcast. So my podcast and my blog go together. They're just like one big unit. So some people they just need to narrow down, what is it you want to be good at? What do you want to learn? It's not like you have to learn it all. You don't have to be social media everything. If you're an Instagram queen, then love Instagram. Use it only. If you only want to do Facebook, don't look at anything else. You don't have to be everywhere. And as long as I've been in this industry, the number one thing that I see is everybody wants to grow bigger, better, and massive. And the big cars, the big houses is what you flash. But I'm sorry, that does not draw me in. My husband and I, we have talked about this so many times, is we're going to age regardless. And I don't want this big, massive house to take care of. I love our farm. We simply want to live completely debt-free. We want to get up and go when we want to without asking our checkbook permission. And I think that's where a lot of people are, is they just want to live the normal life better. And I don't think that everybody wants the big glamour shots and the red bottom shoes, and that's just not a draw for me. So what I want you to do this week is I want you to get you a notebook and write this stuff down, because if you don't write it down, you don't see it. What is it that I want to be good at, and that I'm going to be humble enough to suck it up, and I'm going to get damn good at that. I don't care if it's a blog, a podcast, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Pick your marble. And that's what you need to be shooting at. I want you to be the best of you with one arena. You don't have to be in. I am giving you permission not to have to stand in all arenas, to be fabulous at everything. Pick your focus. Get humble and get so damn good that people are going, "Ooh, what is she doing?" That is when you can make an impact. So at this moment, like I said, I'm in the middle of a 12-week masterclass. I want to give you my link. So if you would like to follow along with that, you are more than welcome to. Yes, it is going to cost you. I no longer do free stuff, and I'll tell you why. Is because I've given so much free away that people do not use the value of the freedom. They just throw it in a folder and they never use it. And so this is not going to break the bank, because I don't believe in marketing to break the bank. You can go to AngelaBrooke.com/Freedom Academy Group. And when you click on that group, it's going to take you to where I'm storing all the videos, all the notes, and everything that I'm doing for this masterclass. And you can follow along with us. And I highly suggest, just because you're watching, that you do it with us and that you do the simple steps. The steps are so simple, it's like crazy. But most people won't do the simple steps. Therefore, the ones who do are the ones that are the 5%, the 2%, the 1%ers, because they're just simply the ones who's going to do the work. So my challenge for you this week, if you are hearing my voice on this podcast, or maybe you found it because you're on the blog, be humble enough to suck it up as long as it takes for you to get really good at one thing. Come on into the masterclass at angelabrooke.com, Freedom Academy Group, and I will see you on the inside.